Hey there YouTube, Ruckman here, back with another Pioneer deck tech. I've been having a blast in Pioneer playing all sorts of new cards from Strixhaven, but it's safe to say my favorite card of all has been Magma Opus, thanks to its interaction with Torrential Gearhulk. So, let's take a peek at one of the Opus variants I've been trying out. Since we're more akin to a control deck at heart, let's start with some counterspells. We have 4 copies of Censor to be annoying in the early game or cycle away as the game goes on. Next, 2 copies of Dovin's Veto to make sure we counter big spells like Planeswalkers or Bring to Lights. And lastly, we have 3 copies of Absorb to gain us back some life points while acting as a catch-all counterspell. Now let's take a look at the other spells making up our deck. To give us some extra interaction, we're playing 2 copies of Rip Apart to kill a large number of creatures in the format or any nasty artifacts or enchantments. 3 copies of Shark Typhoon to keep us drawing cards and leaving us with the Shark token to either try and close out the game with, or use as a blocker. After that, we have 2 Prismari Command to loot away some cards from our hand, and either take care of a smaller creature or ramp us ahead with the treasure token. Next, we have 2 copies of Behold the Multiverse to help us smooth out our draws in the mid-game, and act as a nice value target for an Opus-less Gearhulk. I will add though that I'm always alternating between Behold and Amonkhet's Hieroglyphic Illumination, so we'll say dealer's choice on which card you prefer. Rounding off our non-Wrath spells are 2 copies of Dig Through Time to make use of all the cards in our graveyard and find just what we're looking for to help close out a game. For Wraths, we're mainboarding 2 copies of Anger of the Gods to help keep us from being overrun in the early game and exile creatures that can be brought back by Luris. And alongside it, we're playing 3 copies of everyone's favorite sweeper, the Uncounterable Supreme Verdict. Now, what's a control deck without Planeswalkers? So we're playing 2 copies of the ever-impactful Teferi Hero of Dominaria, alongside a singleton copy of his Boros counterpart, Nahiri the Harbinger. And now we come to the stars of the hour. 3 copies of Torrential Gearhulk and 4 copies of Magma Opus. Let me apologize for letting Opus go under our radar during spoiler season and our top 10, as I've been having more fun than is legally done with this card. Casting it for its mana cost is great, but pitching it for a treasure and then using that treasure to cast a Gearhulk, letting us flash back the Opus for free, is just good, clean magic. My condolences to Nicole Bolas and Cruel Ultimatum. You've been replaced in my heart by a robot and a flaming elephant. Lastly, bridging us into our lands is a single copy of Amiria's Call, to act as a land in a pinch or let us cast a spell that can hopefully close out a game. For lands, we're playing 4 Hallowed Fountain, 3 Steam Vents, 1 Sacred Foundry, 2 Glacial Fortress, and 2 Sulphur Falls. All being played alongside 3 Field Passages supporting a basics package, 2 Islands, 2 Plains, and 1 Mountain, and being topped off by a playset of Rogrin Triome. For our sideboard, we're playing 4 Mystical Dispute, 3 Aether Gust, an additional Dovin's Veto, 2 Narset Part of Veils, 2 Soul Guide Lantern, an additional Anger of the Gods, an additional Supreme Verdict, and 1 copy of Elspeth, Sun's Nemesis. Gearhulk and Magma Opus is a really fun 2-card combo, and I can't recommend it enough as players in the US get ready to head back out to their LGSs for their turn of sanctioned magic. And like I said before, there's plenty of variants out there, so if a more controlling shell isn't your thing, I'd really recommend trying out one of the Teamer variants. Whatever shell you end up playing, it's gonna be a blast. As always, this has been Ruckman with Crew 3. Be sure to like, favorite, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to help us out and keep up with all the Pioneer content we post here. I know I said the deck techs would be returning on a weekly basis, but between work, the podcast, streaming, and spending time with my family, it's getting a little hard to properly balance everything out. So going forward, deck techs will be produced as bonus content and uploaded here when I'm feeling particularly inspired, and will be uploaded alongside the stream VODs that I've been posting here for a few weeks now. I'm sorry if this disappoints some of our viewers, but I want to be able to keep producing content at a quality I can approve of. And if you'd like to help us keep making that content, be sure to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Crew3MTG to get your names on all of our streams and videos. Talk to y'all next time. Bye!